I'm a sober dad. I'm raising two girls in a world that currently seems louder and just more complicated than ever. So I decided to start this channel because I don't think enough people talk about this part of life in an honest fashion. My name's Jake. I'm a father of two girls. I'm a husband. I work. I try to stay disciplined. And a few years ago, I decided to get sober. I was a new father at the time and I was struggling heavily with alcohol addiction. I was there, I was being a dad, but I wasn't present. And finally, I hit a rock bottom. I had two choices to make. I either kept drinking and would eventually lose everything and lose my life, or I could get sober, turn my life around, and be there for my girls. It was the greatest decision I've ever made in my life, and it was the gift that I was always too afraid to give myself. Getting sober forced me to look at my life and myself. How I was handling stress, how I was showing my emotions, how I reacted to things instead of how I responded to them, and how I was leading my household. At the time, I only had one daughter, but it made me ask, what type of man is she going to watch as she grows up? And I realized as well that whether I like it or not, I was setting the standard for what she thinks strength looked like, what she thinks love looks like, what she thinks stability looks like. All these things, I had to lead by example. And that's a heavy thing. And I think a decision like that, things like that, deserve a sober, clear mind. We live in a world full of social media, full of anxiety, full of comparison and distraction. And raising strong, confident girls in that type of environment, it doesn't just happen by accident. I realize it takes intention. The purpose of this channel is not to act like I have it all figured out. It's to document the process of becoming a better man and hopefully at least help one person out there. It could be anything we want it to be. It could be a talking head like this, me just talking to the camera. It can be in a podcast format maybe. It could be daily vlogs, just how I'm going about my life as a sober dad raising two young girls. That's the beauty of this. It could be whatever we want it to be, ever evolving. But I want it to be real. I want to talk about the things that are scary about raising daughters. I want to talk about the things that are great about raising daughters. And honestly, I want sobriety to be at the center of it because for me personally, it's at the center of everything. Sobriety is the foundation on which my life is built off of now. So if you're a dad out there who is struggling with addiction, whether that be alcohol or any sort of substance, and you want to grow, you want to get better, you want to be a better man for not only yourself, but for your family, then this channel is for you. I don't know exactly where all this goes. I don't know how it ends up, but I know my daughters are watching, and I want them to see a man who chose growth rather than comfort. And I want that for you too. So if this all resonates with you, then stick around and let's build something real.